All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming this evening with a message. And this message is targeting books and book, small and great. I want to deal with what heavens designed here on the earth. I think about how he taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. It was so important that I learned what took place before the foundation of the world. It got me where I'm at today. It all come into play. You know how you have this pit, this puzzle, and say you got 2,000 pieces. When with me, I'm not missing a piece. Everything that the Father has taught me, it's like a 2,000 piece puzzle fully completed. And every time he gives me something new, I can still look at the puzzle that's completed. Why? Because he taught me the completion of what took place before the foundation of the world. So the puzzle was already completed. So it didn't have to wait till I get 65. It was completed already. But he taught me. The puzzle is just my way of putting it in a parable. How 2,000 pieces to a puzzle is fully completed. When that's how I can say how the Ruach taught me all these years as a child coming up to where I'm at now. To where every time I come up on something or I hear from the Holy Spirit from within, it's almost like, but didn't I know that? I say that all the time. Y'all hear me saying it. I might not have the fullness, but I know it. Why? Because he already fed that to me. And I can truly say, even back in the days of my youth, he was feeding me then. So I tell you all the time, I'm very grateful to have him living in me, to being my teacher, not of some things, but of all things. And if I ever get in a situation where I'm struggling with something, I still trust that he will be the one that gives me the fullness. And the fullness don't mean A to Z. Just give me what you can give me for A, because you know what I need and what you want me to have. He don't have to give me A to Z. You can stick me on A. Just give me what I need, because you know my needs before the foundation of the world. You don't even have to move me to B, Father. Just if you could just give me what you got for me. Let's put it like that. I can stay on A. If that's where you want to give me something on A, I'm there. And I am grateful. We're going to go into Revelation and we're going to deal with books with an S versus book. I'm going to kind of show you that for us to be in such a time as this, that is titled and said that a time like no other. And we that live in this day claim within ourselves, and even if we claim it to others, that we're really not there. We better today than they were yesterday. We got this and they didn't have that. We know how to do this and they didn't have technology. They didn't have this and they didn't have that. Not realizing you ain't got nothing but darkness this day. And you think it's light. You think this technology is something good. See how messed up from the floor up the mindset of people can be? They'll look at today, and because they got a job where they work 2 jobs, busting their tails. Because they can go out to all these restaurants and these fast food places. Oh, I got a TV upstairs and a TV down in the lower level. Oh, I got 3 and 4, 5 cars. See, this is the mindset of people today. Long gone. Gone. Because when they finish having all of that, then what? Then what? They ain't looking for then what. They are content right where they at. And that's why I can understand when he say, Deborah, if the crooked is crooked, don't look for them to be straight. Just leave them where they at crooked. I like that. Just leave the crooked crooked. Don't go thinking that you're going to make the crooked straight. No, you can't. Everybody is exactly where they need to be today. So don't ever think that something out there that's going to really change your mind. And you're going to and fro like Daniel said. In Daniel, it says that the Father said they're going to be going in the end days to and fro. To and fro. That means you know what he's talking about? I bet you now one of you understood it. Let me go there. Daniel 12. Let's see if I can, because I got something in my spirit on that. And I think I need to just head there to give you a little bit of something that you might not have known. Okay. When I get to the book of Daniel, chapter 12, I just want to go there. We ain't going to be there. That's not. And it says in verse 4, but thou, O Daniel, shut the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Now, even that, I wasn't planning on going there, but I'm there. I like that. But there's a mystery in that. It's a mystery in what he's saying to Daniel. And want me to tell y'all something? Daniel, he don't know the mystery. But Sister Deborah gonna share it with you right here and now. So here in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. You know us, you know who else they told that? The kingdom told John to do the same thing. Say no more, seal, close up. Told John that was in the kingdom, was in the vision, they told him to do the same thing. He was told, let me say not them, he was told the same thing. Why? Because what Yah had to say, it was for his servant, like Sister Deborah, to pull up with. Why? Because they're going to be going to and fro. They're going to be looking for something. This is why the people are going, it's not that what they're doing on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, all of them. They're going all over the place. For what? They're going to and fro. But what did he tell Daniel to do? He said, what? Shut up the words and seal the book. And then he began to tell him, many shall run to and fro. What are they looking for? The words. What else they looking for? What's in the book. You see, it's impossible for you to think you got it from A to Z. You ain't even stepped into A. You just tell yourself you on A. This just shows you that there's more to it, that he's sending his servants, not his wannabe, pretending hypocrites, those who wants to play on the left, but yet call themselves on the right. But to the servants, we are the one to pick up what Daniel had to shut up. See, y'all didn't know they did you. Oh, yes, it's us. And for John, same thing. They told him in the vision. Where did they tell him? In Revelation, shut it up. Close it up. Seal it. Because he already have his own servants to step in this day and time and speak. Now, what did he say? Many shall run to and fro. What are they going running all over the place for? Watch this here. And knowledge, Deborah, shall be increased. Why are they running to and fro? Then you shut the book up. Then you put a seal on it. See, it's still stuff that people never knew. And I find myself teaching and speaking and ministering things now one of y'all tales ever heard before. But do you give y'all the glory and the praise? No, you sit like you entitled. Yeah, you entitled to be a brick wall, and the whole world is that. But I'm just sharing with you why Daniel had to shut the book up and put a seal on it. Same thing with John in the vision in Revelation. He told him to do the same thing. Same thing. Shut it up, close it up, seal until the time. And you all standing back waiting for that time. You ain't got no time coming. What you see is what you get. And many of you won't get it. Because if it's not something in you, you ain't going to get it. And you can hang it up. Because the hearts of people is at its place. It's set in its way. You can sit and say, I'm left, knowing you're right. You can sit and say, I'm right, knowing you left. But you ain't going to give up the fact that you're calling yourself right, knowing you left. You ain't going to give up the fact that you know yourself is left and calling yourself right, or right, calling yourself left. This is the mindset that's here today. So don't think Daniel and John was told to cut something off, say no more for nothing, because he knew he would have somebody like Sister Deborah pulling on up and pulling on in. That's why these people ain't telling y'all tales nothing. And they ain't going to tell you. So I don't care where you go, to and fro. That's what he said you was going to do. You're looking for something in all the wrong places. And then it tells you knowledge shall be increased. This knowledge is not the basic knowledge, you guys. The knowledge that's going to be increased, it's going to be different than the knowledge of technology, AI, and all this bull crap y'all all caught up in from the floor up. That's not the knowledge. The knowledge is giving you, bringing that light out of darkness to give you a little something that you never had before. But what I'm grateful for, that's all he gave you, just a taste. I ain't finna give him no wisdom, Deborah. I ain't finna give him no understanding. I ain't finna give him that ruach. I'm gonna just give him some knowledge. Give him a little something. That's it. He's just gonna give you a little something. He knows what he's dealing with. Sister Deborah might not, but the Father knows who he's dealing with. People who have caught. They got the word. I started to say they got the world food, but they don't. They just deceive, and the world deceive, and they just getting along with what they are deceived by. The world deceive them, and they deceiving the world because they deceiving them their own self. So they in there together. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that back to show you how he Daniel told him to shut the words and seal it, and to the end. Because he knew what he wanted out. And I sit back and I said, Father, this stuff that you giving me to give these people and the way that you're giving it, these people ain't never heard it, but you will never know because there's nothing in them that says, you know what? Thank you, Father. I never heard that. I never understood that. I never knew that. The glory to the Most High Yah and the praise, the honor. You see? See, he already know who's who and what's what. That's why he was telling me there's no testimonies. There's no praise. There's no honor. He already knew that. That's why he got in this day prepared. He got it prepared like he told Abraham. Abraham was talking about, well, what if it's 50 and what if it's 10 all the way down? It don't matter what you talking about. It is. I know what it is, what it was, and what it's going to be. Destroyed. So you can go on your way. I like that too, because it says Abraham went his way. You better take your tail your way. Because if I'm coming to throw down and to destroy something, get out of my way and go your way. Because you don't know where I'm at right now. That's how the Most High rumble. And we thinking he where we want him to be. Because we go. Our mental state is gone, and we think he has to be where our mental state is at. Y'all lost. So I wanted to share that because that's the second time I saw that in Revelation. I saw it in Daniel, where he tells them to shut it up and close it. He tells John in the vision when he was talking about it, when he was in heavens. He told him the same thing. Cut it off, shut it up, close it. Don't say no more. Because he knows he got his rumbling. He got his servants sign for this day. And like he said, if they don't hear what I saying, they ain't gonna hear nobody. So let them hear what they need to hear. Okay. So this lesson is going to cover Revelation chapter 20. And I'm going to just bring some light out of the midst of darkness, because I know a lot of people still in the realm of pitch black. And the Father tells Sister Deborah, in this day and time, it's deeper than deep. So he says that to me. It's deeper. I don't know why it looks like from my end. It's deeper than deep. That's all I need to know. Don't give me no more, Father. Y'all don't give me no more. It's deeper than deep. I can't handle it. Just leave me on deep, Father. Just leave me on deep. So I'm going and I'm coming. I'm going and I'm coming. I'm starting in Revelation chapter 20. And I want to talk about what took place before the foundation of the world and how it pulled up right here in Revelation. And going back to what I said, you have not heard someone preach it, teach it, reveal it, and when Yah sent his servant, people look at you all cockeyed because they don't know nothing, and they trying to find fault. They trying to find something about what you're saying and what you're doing so that they can rest in their lives. But let me tell you, just like he told Daniel, shut it up and seal it until the end. He told the same thing to John in Revelation. He got here and said, either you're going to hear what they say, or you can go on back out in the world and hear what the world has to say to you on all these platforms. That's why he said they're going to be going to and fro. And right today, that's what everybody do, going all over the place. And then you wonder, well, what are they going all over the place for? Here it is. See, my collar keep looking like it's crooked. Where are you going? And why are you, look at me, why are you going all over the place? I don't, because Deborah, they trying to get that which feed the flesh. Deborah, they're not looking for spiritual food. They're looking for that which soothes the flesh. They're looking for something that's going to tell their flesh what it needs to hear. So don't go trying to make the crooked straight. There's no hope for the crooked that's crooked. There's no hope for it. Okay? So back to my Revelation chapter 20. Let's go. Another thing I dealt with today during my Sabbath, I asked another powerful question to the Most High God. And he just shot into me and told me what you call truth. I asked him, I said, let me get it out. I said in Malachi chapter 7, verse 6. I said, Father, there is something said in Luke chapter 12, verse 53. But Father, there's something in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. I got some issues here, Father, y'all. Pull up, Deborah. Tell me what it is. It says that there is a time, not a time, but there is where father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother. But it says daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Why that? How did the division come in between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law against daughter-in-law? Now, I can understand mother and daughter. I can understand father and son. I can understand that. That's out of the house. True and out, daughter-in-law marry into the house. But if it's going to be said like that, Father, something wrong with that picture. I got a problem, honey. I got a problem. And he solved it with just a quickie. just like it wasn't nothing. I said, oh, that makes sense. I said, this is something wrong with this picture, Father. This don't even sound right. Because it's unbalanced. It tells you that I come to bring the sword between father and son, son and father, mother and daughter, daughter and mother, daughter-in-law and mother-in-law against daughter. Why mother-in-law against daughter? It don't say it's son-in-law against father-in-law. So why daughter-in-law against mother-in-law? What's going on, Father, y'all? He said, just look at that, Deborah. Now, the whole idea is I come not to bring peace, but a sword. You know that stands for what the kingdom already set up. I'm coming to separate the spiritual seeds from the serpent seed in the house. So there's no such thing as the father-in-law and the son-in-law not having no division. Man put that in there. I said, I knew it had to be something. It had to be something. Because if he's going to say in Luke chapter 12:53, and in Matthew chapter 10, verse 35, and in Malachi chapter 7, verse 6, what a division in the household, what you going to tell me a son and his father-in-law and the son-in-law don't have no division? That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's where you know man didn't been in it and been out of it. This is how they take stuff and add. They took that out. 2 men. And I never based it on 2 men, Deborah. I based it on spiritual seed and serpent seed. Now, you see what I just said? That went straight over your head. You couldn't catch that, could you? You couldn't catch that even if you had a glove on. You missed it. You didn't even catch it. Because I'm like, wait a minute. I asked that during my Sabbath. I said, well, I got an issue with that. I don't understand how is it off balance with daughter-in-law and mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, but not son-in-law and father-in-law. He said that's the work of man, the flesh of men. They put that in there like that. It was son-in-law and father-in-law. He said, I didn't come for the flesh. I didn't come to bring peace for the flesh. So why would I let it be, okay, all the seeds of a father-in-law and all the seeds of the son-in-law are spiritual seeds? That's not correct, Deborah. I come to bring the division and the spiritual that affect the natural. Because the spiritual seed would have division with the serpent seed in the household. So what if the father, or they said that the males in the household is not going to have that division when they're in-laws? No, that is not of me. I told them I didn't come to bring peace. So why would I bring peace between the father-in-law and the son-in-law, Deborah? Make it make sense. I said it don't, Father, but thank you. He had to show me again how they added in, and don't take it to heart. Don't play you can see that's a clear picture of how men has added in and thought that no one would catch it. See, that's why he told Daniel to close that book up. And I mean right now, and seal that bad boy. Told the same way he told John, close it up, seal it, say no more until I have sent my own servants down to speak on that behalf. So see, the father, it's certain things the father knew that they wasn't going to fulfill in the proper order. He knew that there was going to be tampering. He knew it. Why would you seal up books and all that? Why? Until a time, because I got to pull up with my servants during that time. The one I'm sending for that end time. They got to pull up and have something to tell the people in that day and in that time. They're going to be pulling with the light. They're going to be bringing this light out of the darkness. Not that it's going to change the dark and those that in dark, but that it's going to show that I got minds working on my behalf, bringing light out of the midst of darkness. And that's what I'm about to do in Revelation chapter 20. Let us go. In Revelation chapter 20, it's saying here in verse, I'm gonna up it. In verse 11, I wanted to start with 12. But I'm going to start. I don't know why. This is really strange to me. My nose does not run at all. But every time I get on live, it does that. That's why I always have me a box. And I cannot explain it. And I will not explain it because I ain't going to get no Satan, no darkness, no glory. But I'm going to tell you, that's some strange stuff. I ain't had to use that. But that's some strange stuff. So here we are in Revelation in chapter 11. Let's go. In Revelation chapter 20, that's not 11. In Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on the throne. Now watch this. From whose face. Now, somebody, John is saying, sitting on his throne. And his face, just his face alone, the earth and the heavens fled away. And there was found no place for them. Now, who is them? The heavens and the earth. Why are they fleeing like that? Because they saw his face. Now, do y'all see that? So what makes you think your nasty flesh shouldn't have that level of fear? When it says here in Revelation chapter 20, verse 11, and I saw a great white throne. We know who was on the throne. We know the Father, Yah. Okay, watch this here. And him that sat on it, from whose face? That's who they looked at that face. And the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them. This is the sort of creator that I learned about. This is the one I know about. I don't know who y'all know, who y'all think y'all know, but that's the one I come to know. To where the heavens and the earth just take one look at him and they gone. I just imagine what was on his face to where they fled and was seen no more. The heavens and the earth. This is in Revelation 20. He bringing everything to a standstill. I mean, not a standstill, to the end. Now watch this. Verse 12. In verse 12, it says, and I saw the dead. John. This is John. He said he saw the dead, small and great. Now, you hear everybody having, this is a pretty good topic. It really is. This is an awesome topic because it takes me back to what took place before the foundation of the world. It takes me back to where the Most High God taught me himself, okay? So it wasn't no bishop or no priest or no pastor or no evangelist, no teacher, no assistant pastor, no minister that taught me what I know. And I'm so grateful for that. Because to be in today, to be able to walk in light today, you better know something yesterday. Have known something yesterday. Today, people only know what they know today. And think they got it capped. Oh, I got it. I know it. You don't know nothing. If that one that said he would come and he would teach you all things ain't taught you what took place before the foundation of the world, there's a lot of things you do not know. I know it. You've been on YouTube long enough to know it all, right? Yeah, right. That's why he say in the end, you still going to be going to and fro. You know why you going to and fro? You still confused. And you've been on this devil platform since it's open. and many others. Following all these people and still don't know no more than you did when you left the Christian church or the Catholic church. Now listen to what he says. And it says in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12, and I saw the dead, small and great. Now what John is trying to get y'all to understand, we're going to stop with the small first so I can check many of you all. So a lot of people got babies, miscarriages, babies born, children that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, newborn, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no matter what age, that has passed away. Okay? Even to today, there are children that's dying in great numbers. Okay? What John is trying to get you to understand, when he was in the vision, in the kingdom, and the Spirit of the Most High is showing him, allowing him to know what's going to happen so he can drop it in the spirit of Deborah, and Deborah can comprehend it through the Holy Spirit, what is going on. He said, I saw the dead, small, stop. Yes, that means babies, little, tiny. What else? Little, tiny, and young. Hold that. And then he said, and great. He's trying to show you that from newborn, stillborn, all the way up to great number, to the greatest age, which is elders or the oldest. I saw people. But what did he say he saw? Dead, small and great, stand before Yah. So you run your tail around here and teach people that children and baby go to the kingdom and live in the kingdom forever. See, you've been up and you've been down because you still don't respect the fact that something took place before the foundation of the world. I still understand that you only know what you know today. But it didn't start when you become knowing something today. This thing was before the foundation of the world. And because you never learned what took place before the foundation of the world, you rather just stand on what you hear today, and that's what it is, you go right ahead. You are meant to be right where you at, nowhere. Okay, going to and fro. So it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. Wait a minute, hold up. What are we about to see here? What you haven't seen. What are we about to hear? What you haven't heard. And that is light pulling out of darkness, spirit and truth. Here it says, and the books were open. Woo! That's dangerous, y'all. That is so dangerous. You know what makes it so dangerous? Is because people are taught things that soothe and comfort their flesh. But right here, it kick a hole in your flesh and let you know it ain't about you. I did this here from my kingdom level. So nobody on the earth going to tell me how to run my kingdom level before the foundation of the world. I set it up from the floor. It is what I said it's going to be and what it was from the kingdom, and not where man did manipulate you to believe it on the earth. Now listen to what he says. And the books were open. That's dangerous. What makes it dangerous, Deborah? Because the books with an S is to the lake of fire. Oh yeah. See, you didn't know that, did you? It's to the lake of fire. And it's so much, it kind of really, not kind of, but it's a carbon copy of the broad gate where many going to go in and how he enlarging hell. Oh, yes. You see, when it speaks of books, it's speaking of the lake of eternal fire. Okay? It has books with an S. to kind of give you an understanding that there's going to be so many that he has books where people's name is written in. And right next to their books, watch this. And the books were open. What were you, where on the line do people think that cause you young or cause you elderly, you going to heaven? Not in the books that was before heavens and earth was created. It was already written in the books. So it ain't cause you come down here and clown like you say you full of the Holy Spirit. You got what it all takes. Don't mean nothing to nobody but your stupidity. It's no way I'm gonna play the evil road and speak the lie of deception that I got what this here and I know I'm going, and knowing that you ain't got no works, no actions, that just to yourself, not to Sister Deborah, not to nobody in your household, to yourself. That's all it's about. Proving to yourself. People would rather live a hypocrite to their own self than to know where they stand with Yah and in Yah. They rather stand and make him a lie before they make themselves a lie on this earth. Now listen to this. The books were open for who? Wait a minute, who was the books open for? The dead, of the small to the great. The books were open. The books with the S was open for who? The dead, the small, the great stand. They were standing before Yah. And what? The books were open. This is not, no. You got to understand. This book represents dead. Now let's continue. And another book, notice it's not an S with it, was open. See, you would have thought that, oh, that was that. No, she got that wrong. That's that book. The books represent the two separate books. No, it don't. This book represents a lot of the people going to the lake of fire. They already appointed and anointed and predestined to enter into the lake of fire. They already written in the book to the lake of fire. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So it says, and another book was open, which is the book to eternal. You see the difference? See, eternal is not dead. But the books that's open for the lake of fire, that's dead. That's dead and dead can be. And it's not your type of understanding of dead. It's dead to the lake of fire. See, the dead to the lake of fire that goes to the lake of fire is what he called dead. And then he said, and another book was open, which is the book, what? Eternal. It is the book eternal. Now watch this here. And the dead were judged out of these which were written in the books according to their works. According to their works. The dead were judged out of these things which were written in the books according to their work. Okay, so therefore you see how it's also letting you know your works. You running your tail around here keeping up with AI. Guess what? Yah's eye have already kept up with your tail. So you can fool everybody on the earth, but his eye has kept up with your works. He wrote it. It is written in the books according to their works. See, people tell you, oh, well, you just have to know that he's in you and he's leading you and he's guiding you and you can just go on and do what you, that's how people are doing it. And they telling people, but babe, Why is something written in these books according to their work? Why? Why? According to their works. See, they ain't gonna teach this and preach this to you because they gonna let you be down here keeping up chaos, stealing, robbing, killing, whoring, abomination, all this wicked down here, and got you, and you got yourself. Ain't nobody got you. You got yourself thinking you heading to the kingdom. He already got your work written right next to your name in the books. Okay, now listen to this. It says here, written, which the book of eternal. So there's a book that's eternal. Okay, then it says, and dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books. Let me tell y'all something. When it's saying books again, don't get it bent thinking it's talking about both of those books. No, it's not. It's still talking about the dead. He's letting you know the dead got things about it written next to each name according to their works. This is where my ex-husband always say, but Deborah, they ain't getting away with nothing. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. And I tell him, even though they're not getting away with it, it sure appeared that they are, because they down on this earth cutting up from the floor up. That means they got 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years on this earth doing all this wicked and evil. So they won down here on the earth, even though they ain't gonna win in eternal. But they didn't want something down on the earth to live that long and never get it right. 100 years down here doing stuff. 90 years down here doing evil and wicked. 80 years down here doing wicked and evil. 70 years down here doing wicked and evil. 60 years down here doing wicked and evil. 50 years down here doing wicked and evil. 50 years, 60, 50 years, 40 years doing wicked and evil. The time you had down here, all it was worth was wicked and evil. Come on now. You got away with something down here because somewhere along the line you wasn't doing nothing that represent the Most High Yah. Because he's sitting saying that it is written, it's written in the books according to their works. And the only reason why he's saying that, John is saying that and warning us, is because to help out people who trying to figure out why is people doing the things they doing. Are they going to get away with that for that long? How is it they can get away with all this? And this is what make other people do it too. When they do it, so if they do it, we can do it. Or they did it, or he did it, or she did it. Everybody is hung on the fact that somebody else did something, so they going to match what somebody else done. So it ain't nothing wrong with it because somebody else did it, so I do it, so we even. There ain't nothing wrong with it, but he letting you know it is written. I know it don't care. But, people, I'm telling you, my ex-husband telling me that all the time. He said, Deborah, people ain't getting away with nothing. I said, sometimes you wonder. They got away with it on the earth. They might not be getting it at the eternal, but they got away with it on the earth. Because you see a lot of these wealthy elites, they living to be 90 and 100 and all that dark they getting done. They got away with something on the earth. So it's just about time they get their tails burnt up. That's just it. But all the time they was on the earth, it was maybe because I couldn't see how I even would step over in a realm like that for even one day. You see? So it makes me wonder, how could they have all those years look like they won something on the earth? Okay? And that's what is happening, you guys. I know y'all don't understand that. People are doing things here on this earth, and it feels so good to them, and they getting away with it, and they feeling comfortable doing it, to where it makes them think right is wrong, wrong is right, dark is light, light is dark, bitter is sweet, sweet is bitter. Okay? Cold is hot, hot is cold. This is the mindset of people because they feel like they're getting away with it. At least so they think. They ain't worried about crossing that bridge to eternal. Do you think anybody out down here that's unrighteous care about crossing that other side? No. That's why they ain't giving up what they doing. I'm not worried about crossing that other side. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but I'm here to tell you it's not going to be a bridge for you to cross. Let's get to the topic, okay? When I see this, I see and I saw the dead. John is talking about the dead in verse 12. And he said it equals those that are in the books. See, you have to be able to separate the book from the books. It's like separating the goats from the goat. I mean, not the goats with an S from the sheep. So that's how the books goes with the goats, and the sheep goes with the book with no S. See, that a lot of people don't know that, because they would say the sheep is the way it is also pronounced. It can be many, but that's how it's pronounced. So how you gonna pull up with the book? It's telling you one book, and book can have an S, but a book cannot have one book, but many books. No, this books mean many people are written in all these books, but the one book is for those. And it also explained to you all, this is what I was saying to y'all, it shows you that something took place before the foundation of the world. Why? Because the books were written before heaven and earth was created. So why is it that nobody ever told y'all that something took place before the foundation of the world? Because the Father didn't see fit that you had any sense to learn it. Oh, did I go there, Father? I think I did. Because I think if he gave it to me since I was a little girl, teenager, young, elementary, and what about you? See, and because he started me at a young age and taught me himself, this is where I'm at today. And in me, I could question and say, well, what happened to everybody else? They think they know everything already. I was a listener. I was appointed and anointed and predestined for a time as this to come in and step into the day that we're in and speak the way that I'm speaking. But he had to get me at a young age to get me at this old age, still speaking what he taught me when I was a young person. Now, when he's speaking of these two books in Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 12, he's wanting you to see the mystery in it. And I know you're just going to go over your heads a million times and you ain't going to catch it, but I don't care. I'm running. Okay. So here it says in verse 12, Romans chapter 20 and verse 12, the main thing I like about it is when John said, I saw Deborah. He ain't talking to you. He talking to me. He ain't talking to you. He talking to me. He said, Deborah, I saw. What you see, John? What you see, John? The dead. Deborah, I saw the dead. But it was young. It was the small ones to the greatest, Deborah. That means young and old. Baby to great age. He ain't talking to you. He talking to me. And he was sitting, he's saying this to me. He said they were standing before y'all. You mean, John, you mean babies to elderly people? Yes. But Deborah, they were standing before y'all. John, are you for real? Yeah, John. John said, yeah, Deborah. Watch this here. And Deborah, it was the books opened up. He ain't said book. He said books. So what is that telling you? The young, not the young, the small to the greatest is written in them books. So stop running around here telling people baby goes to heaven. Dogs go to heaven. Sit y'all stupid tails down talking that nonsense. We in the midnight hour. We ain't got no business talking nothing but righteous. We ain't got no business talking nothing but what's in the light, spirit and truth. All this here yang stuff that y'all talking about ain't worth the monkey's behind. Because there's no need in speaking it. if it's no truth of the Most High Yah and what he stands for and what he said, what he was and what he is and what he's going to be, you ain't talking about nothing. So John's sitting here preparing me, and I get in it deep. I go all the way. And then John was saying, see, Deborah, some people would think they talking about the books, like two different kinds. No, Deborah, it was books. You know what I said? Wait a minute, John. You mean that many people are going to the lake of fire? Yeah, Deborah. All them books. But those that's going to eternal, their names is in one book. So what is that saying? What it said. What is that saying, John? What it said. John, what is it saying? What it said. In time past, narrow is the gate, and broad is the way to destruction, and very many are going to enter in. And then, Matthew 25, Yeshua HaMashiach told y'all, he collected all nations and separate the goats with an S from the sheep. The goats with an S, likened to the books with an S. It's just that many, y'all. So that's why I say you can clown all day and night. He already got you written. So John is just telling somebody like me, why me? Why me? It's because John already told me it took place there before the foundation of the world. So all that crap they down there teaching them people, let them teach it. Let them learn it. Because they ain't learned what took place before the foundation of the world to already know it. So let them learn it. Learn what the world has to offer you. That's why you're going to and fro. Because you don't know which way to go. Okay, so here he go. Okay, John is informing me of the books. And then when he said small and great, I said to John, John, wait a minute now. I knew that already. See, you can't teach people what you already know from the Holy Spirit. Because people have to have the Holy Spirit in them to receive whatever you teach it. And 99.9 ain't receiving it because the Holy Spirit ain't in them for them to receive it. See, this is why it ain't meant for everybody. It is not meant for everybody to know what John is talking about. Why? Because it's already written in the books. See, y'all, the books were written before Genesis. Everything in the book was written. And then, want me to tell you what else was written? Was your works. So how in the rats behind you rule something on the earth? How in the rats behind you got free will to make your choice, your own choices? How in the rat behind do y'all can't comprehend that? If heaven didn't made the choice for you already, then tell me what choice you got to make down here. I know it. To keep walking in the way that you're walking. That's the choice you making, and you don't even know. It's been made for you. So you see, it's already been made for you. So as John was saying, and I told John about the small and great, I said years ago when I was a teenager, I always told people that ain't no such thing as baby go to heaven. Because why? Because y'all knew them before they was even in their mother's womb. So how is a baby going to get down here and who's going to make his choice? Heavens. Heavens made his choice what? To come in? And what? To go out. So why couldn't that baby make his choice to continue here? Heavens didn't already made it for him. To come in and to go out as a baby. So what choice did he have? You don't have the choice. That's the way they taught y'all. That's how they manipulated you all. And that's why you believe the word before you will believe anything that the servants of the Most High Yah would teach you in the light. Now, and here it talks about the first books were open, had the names of the dead. It had the names of the dead. And what was in it was your name, not your ones, but I'm just saying the name of the person, and right next to them, their works. So this before heaven and earth was created. So what does that say? Y'all already predestined your tail to what eternal he has prepared for you. And down on this earth, that's what you need to be checking. Where do I stand? Do I stand in the lane of righteousness? Do I stand in the lane of the lake of fire? You can pretty much know who you are. And that's a good thing because the way you conduct yourself here on the earth. See, you thought you was getting away with it. You thought you was getting away with it. How was you getting away with it when it already got your tail written? So what did you get away with? What did you get away with? How is you using deception and hypocrite and portraying this and portraying that? It shows you the fool. Because he got your word written already. Where you at? And your works. Before you even start your works, it was already written. This is why I tell y'all, it's a sad thing how people on this earth, me as a servant of the Most High Yah, watch people act like this creator ain't got no authority. He ain't got no power. He can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. Nobody tell me. I got a life to live. I got one life to live. Can't nobody tell me what to do. They will run in and run out when they hear this message. You need to run out. Because the last thing you want to hear is what you know already. And that is a hypocrite life. A life that does not represent light. It doesn't represent spirit and truth. It represents chaos, confusion, deception, darkness, evil, wicked. And every time people come before you, you can put on the show. Pray like you're holier than thou. And have no works to follow your life. None whatsoever. But he got it wrote in already. So that's right. It's good you run in and run out. Okay. So here it is. The first book represents the dead that's written in the books, which is the book to the lake of fire. Now, the second book represents the eternal. So he's letting you know. One book is going to represent the lake of fire. And the other book is going to represent, which don't have an S on it, it's going to represent the eternal kingdom. And what to me is beautiful because to me, I'm going to tell you the truth, y'all, it matched what I see. That's the way I see it on earth. So when y'all see, and I be telling y'all, if I'm in the wilderness and he say, well, what is it that I see it? When it come down to this, I would say, I can see you wrote it to the T, Father. Because that's the way I see it. I see the narrow. I see the broad. And the broad is still blowing up. I see it. Not only do I see it to the point where I feel it. Even those that comes in and goes out, those that come to sit in the wall and come up and be the brick wall and sit in the corner, all of this is hypocrites. These are people who can't stand to really be truthful. They can't stand to be righteous. They can't stand to be just. They can't stand to be upright. They got to be half-cocked, you see, and think that they are pulling something over somebody's head. And it's their own head they pulling it over. Because this is the same. You all might not understand this, but when I think of Noah, all I think about is that man had to have said a lot of stuff. And in spite, no matter what he could have said, it wasn't going to matter. Y'all wouldn't let nobody get on that ark. See, that gate was still narrow. It always is. And even me sitting here talking, that gate going to remain narrow. It's going to have one book with all those who stand in eternal. But then the one going to lake the fire, it's going to be many books. They don't teach y'all that. They don't reveal that to you because you know why? You don't care if it's books or a book. You live in your bestest living here on earth thinking it is all that and some, and not even seeing what day we're in. You can't even see it because to you, dark look dark. You take light and you turn it into the dark. You take bitter and turn it into sweet. You take good and you make it evil. So you even. You yourself is even with it. You don't have no issue. You don't have no problem. You're good. You're good. Okay? So here it is. it says, you notice only the book, not the books, show as the sign of many. And it does. It shows the books, and the book shows you a sign. See how heaven is speaking without speaking? It's actually telling you there's two books. One is greater than the other. I would have wanted the book to the kingdom to be more. But this here is telling me, not so, Deborah, not so. That gate is as narrow as it has been said that it is. The way to the kingdom is narrow. And I told, they already let you know the broad gate is broad. Hell has enlarging itself. Let's continue. Only the dead was judged out of the books. Things which are written. That's another thing. Written is always like Yeshua was telling Satan when he was tempted. It is already written, dude. And Satan came back. It's already written. It didn't matter. Satan still was putting his best foot forward because he knew, I ain't gonna mess with you if you got Christ with you. I'm only messing with you because you the Son of Man. And I'm trying to see if you got Christ with you. So since you saying it is written, okay, it is written. That's what Satan said. Why? Because Satan know. He brought his tail down. It was already written. So why is it, I know, Satan know, but people today have no idea of what's going on or what took place before the foundation of the world, because Yah himself didn't see fit that when you enter into your place of worship and be over these pastors in these churches, these bishops, these priests, these evangelists, prophets, these prophetess, these moorings, especially all these churches that got these pastors. Y'all, pastor is the underdog. And I'm going to say that again. Pastors are underdogs. I'm going to say that again. Pastors are underdogs. Why? Because there's at least four positions have to be above him before he can become a pastor. And not now one of you would hell or hold these people liable. And that's why they have won you over. These churches, these pastors have went into the system with the elites, and they told them to teach y'all tell exactly what they taught y'all to keep you in dumb city. And you've been in dumb city since you've been in the city. And you're still in dumb city. And you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth of it. I even said to Father, you left them there, didn't you? You sure did. I sure did. They still in dumb city. He left them there. Because I used to, as a teenager, I used to say, Father, why didn't you stop them from killing people like that? And see, no one ever think, now, wait a minute. All this stuff that's going on, all this stuff that has gone on, all these things, notice, you don't see him pulling up, do you? Hello? What do you see him pulling up at? And all you thinking, hey, that's them, that's not me. As long as it's them, it's not me. Me and mine's on this side, that can be them. It don't matter who you are. From young to great, from small to great, it don't matter who you are. Y'all don't get it. Going over your head, so you still don't get it. That's why you can't chase the flesh way of thinking, the flesh wisdom, the flesh knowledge, the flesh understanding, the flesh interpretation, the flesh feelings, the flesh emotion, all the things of your flesh keep you from knowing any and everything, because you is subject to be born of the flesh and not of the spirit. So the spirit of Yah heaven came in you to live in you to teach you anything in the life that falls under spirit and truth. And this is why so many people are out here going what? To and fro. Close up the book anyway, Daniel. John, seal it. He knows what he doing. He knows what he done. Because in the kingdom, everything is already broke up in two books. Books and book. Now watch what he says here. And only the dead women was born out of their, according to their works. Yeah. Okay, now if I go to Revelation chapter 3. Oh no, I can't go to Revelation chapter 3 because I want to also cover verse 13. Verse 13 in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 13. And the sea, sucky. And the sea gave up the dead. See that? See, Father, they don't get this. They just as lost can be. When you see verse 13 and it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it. Why? Because Yah got them at the throne. So the sea had to give it up. See how the sea work? Everybody work with Yah except for you. But that's okay. You don't need to work for him because he got you already written where you going eternal. That's your work. That's where you gonna work. Is where he got you eternal. Okay? See what your work gonna look like then. Okay, so in verse 13 it says, the sea gave up the dead which were in it. What dead? Small and great. And death and hell deliver up the dead which are in them. What is death and hell? The ground. The grave. Death and hell is the grave. You know the body that you died in? That's death in the grave. It's called death. Let me deliver up the dead. Wait a minute. Dead. No, let's go back to 13. And the sea gave up the dead which was in it. Do y'all know the sea giving up the dead which is in it? That had to been a lot of people dead. And that's why I told y'all years ago how when I crossed the Mississippi over the bridge, it's a feeling that I get every time, y'all. It's a feeling, but it's I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like people crying. I'm gonna be honest. It really is. It's like people crying and yelling for help, and that's why I fly straight across. And I hate coming across it because I get that same feeling every time. Okay, so it says here, and the sea gave up the dead which was in it, and the dead and death and hell. Death and hell is the grave. That's where the grave is at. Okay, deliver up the dead which was in it. Them. Notice it's delivering up the dead. You know who the dead is? Do you know who the dead is? The dead is in them books. BOOKS. The small and the great that belong in the books, that's name are written in the books. Y'all charge the sea to give up those that are already dead. Why? Because they dead eternal to the lake of fire. And those that are in the grave, which is death and hell. Death and hell gave, let me see if it says that. I think it does. And let me see. And death and hell delivered up the dead which was in them. Obeying who? He that sits on that white throne. Everybody giving up all the dead. Who are the dead? The one that's written in the books. The grave is going to give up all the ones that are written in the books. Wait a minute. What are they still doing in the grave? They in a place of sleep. Sleep. And that's what they're giving up, the spirit. Sea. Those that are in the sea, they're asleep. They dead, like body-wise, but they sleep. This is why the sea give them up, because they dead already. They that eternal dead, the lake of fire. Y'all didn't know they did you. And guess what? The grave, you know how you have a funeral and they have to go to the grave and bury them? Okay? likewise, same situation. Dead. Those are those who are written in the books. Okay. And then it says, and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. Hell is the grave, y'all. That's what the grave is, hell. I know a lot of people think hell is the lake of fire, but hell is the grave where everybody go into the grave, their flesh. But what is showing you that those that go into the grave that's dead, that's where they remain, sleep. And if you die in the sea, where you died is where you remain, sleep. You see? You're still dead. Okay? Now watch this here. The death and hell deliver up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. So don't think that you can come to this earth and you can deceive everybody on this earth, from your mother, from your father, to your wife, to your husband, to your children, to your best friend, to your co-workers, to your church members, to your community, to whatever. You can deceive them that you something and you this and this. But this that got you written already, you already wrote in and wrote out. Just as you come into the earth, the day y'all assigned you in a day, he got you signed already a day out. Likewise, guess where else he got you signed in? The Lamb Book of Life or the book to the lake of fire is your eternal. But the book that he got you signed for to come in through birth and to go out through dying, that's in there telling you your way in and the way out of your flesh. But your spirit is already signed to its eternal destiny. Okay? So here it is, verse, and he says, based on your works. So go on, play with yourself and think your works mount up for you to go into eternal. Go on and make a fool out of yourself all you want on this earth. I'm sure Noah didn't have the boldness Sister Deborah have to tell you. Go on, play the role for all it's worth. Not one pulled up at Noah's ark, did it? That's showing you heaven didn't have them wrote in. And that alone is all those people that didn't get on that ark. Guess where they going? They are written in them books. You know, I was telling y'all that a couple of people try to challenge you when you say the day of ending the earth, of the day of Noah and Solomon and Gomorrah, or the day Moses came down from off the mountain and he began to draw the sword on Israel, those that wasn't on y'all side. And people tend to say, but they did it to the babies and the children who ain't done nothing. Why would he want to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah and those children and them women that they didn't do anything? Or why do he want to destroy the whole world and them babies who was innocent? Baby, sit your darn tail down. I told y'all don't know the word. Y'all mouth say you know the word, but your spirit is so distant from the word. Because the word come with what was, what is, and what shall be. These people are lost totally in what is, and they think they got it packed. You see? But a lot of people, they don't say it to me, but I heard some people say it a couple of times. Well, what kind of God is he if he going to destroy where children, sit your tails down? You were destroyed before the foundation of the world. How about that? See, people don't grip that. People don't understand that. And it's not meant for you to understand. So sit down and stop clowning. You don't know nothing. Don't say nothing. It's just amazing. So here he's talking in verse 13 that he got your name written. And next to your name is according to your, it's based on your judgment. It's going to be based on your works. But you in the books already. So don't think that your works is going to be good to where you're going to come out the books. No, you're in the book for eternal. And that's the eternal lake of fire. But he just wants some works of just showing you what type of person you were while you was clowning on the earth. Yeah, the whole people, everybody that knew you said you the best of the best. Oh, you did so good for this company, this individual. You done did this to the homeless, and you did a lot of things, but heaven got you for who you really are and how you deceive the people on the earth. Do you know using deception and deceiving and hypocrite, that's the work of Satan? Satan is the father of people who are those. Y'all didn't know that, did you? When you know it now. That's your father. Okay? So in verse 14, it says, the death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. Come on now. What is that saying? Death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So what is it saying? We know death and hell was the grave. He's just showing you, and not only am I going to take, they're going to have to deliver the dead in them, but I'm going to take the grave itself, Deborah, and put it in the fire to make sure all of them gone. If you don't see what's wrong with that, I don't know who can. Because he's sitting here letting you know, I'm going to take hell, the grave, where they buried people. I'm putting that bad boy in the lake of fire. You see? So even if we're buried in the grave, it's already judged to go to the lake of fire, the grave. It's judged already to go to the lake of fire. So one might say, well, who is that he putting in the lake of fire? Who is that who is that dead that he's taken out of death and hell, which is the grave, and putting in the lake of fire? Your spirit. See, that's what people wasn't taught. They want to walk around here and let their flesh do all this wicked and evil. And people didn't teach them that, hey, but he coming after your spirit is what's going to touch that fire. That's what's going to really feel. It's not your flesh. It's your spirit. It's what's going to take. So what is he doing? He's going to take the grave and throw it in the lake of fire too. Listen to what it says on 14. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. This is the second death. Everything is going to die. That's coming. Everything. Even, you remember at the beginning, what was at the beginning? The earth, verse 11. The earth and the heavens fled away and they were seen no more. Where'd they end up at? Y'all probably ain't figured that out, have you? Look at verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on the throne, from whose face the earth and the heavens fled away, and there was found no place for them. So where did they end up? You see? And what make them look at his face and take off like that? Come on now. See? So just because you want to be down here playing around and want people to be deceived by the way you think and you function and the way you teach and preach and you speak and you this and that and telling people a bunch of lies. And you know what, y'all? Their lies is their truth. That's why he said they turned the good into evil and evil into good, and they turn right into wrong and wrong into right. They turn dark into light and light into dark, and they turn bitter into sweet and sweet into bitter. It's been flipped, y'all, and you've been fooled to be a fool. And that's what you're living on right here. The works of your foolish flesh. And you've been thinking, but this is, I got one life to live. I live, baby. Your life is that you think you live it is called Yah's breath. You got one living in the spirit that sins, that determine whether you go to hell, to the lake of fire, or to the eternal kingdom. While you down here clowning, thinking it's all about you, that you're going to make it about you rather than nobody else make it about you or not. It is so much that we as people could actually be doing in this day and time. But it ain't that we are choosing or we chose not to. It's just what's already written by your name. That's your game. See, but what's, like I started off telling you all, it is written right next to your name, what you're going to end up doing down here and how you're going to conduct yourself. And it's going to be, let me tell you what the word says. He told you twice, no, 3 times. Next to your name is going to be your works of your flesh that you lived on the earth. The works of your flesh is going to cause you to be the one that send your spirit to the lake of fire, because you were born of the flesh. You weren't born of the spirit. You were born of the flesh. That means your spirit came down here to make sure your flesh get the bestest living it possibly can on the earth. Or your spirit came down here to follow the spirit of Yah. And when it's following the spirit of Yah, it came down here branded with Yah's brand. And it's not following the ways of your flesh. See, the ways of your flesh is your wicked thoughts, your evil thoughts, your iniquity. And guess what? Everything you do that make you, it'll be about you to you. Nothing you do is going to represent anything in the spirit realm. Your actions, I told y'all. So why is it Revelation telling you that your works are written? Last thing I would want is y'all have me written my works. And I'm down here clowning and acting a fool in the flesh, but not having the sense enough to understand the way you clowning is already written. So you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. You see how stupid people are? You sending your own spirit to the lake of fire. Not to the lake of fire, but to the the lake of fire. The lake of fire. You ain't sending it. Y'all already sent you there. That's why you're clowning down here. That's why people can't come into no unity. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to see the wrath of Yah judgment to the fullness, because people don't want you to say anything when it come down to the flesh. This is why so much is going on to the flesh and people are escaping or getting away with so much. When I think of even Oprah, if you all knew who Oprah is and was and what part she played in a lot of this, what the Father say, deeper than deep, you all would wonder, why would all of them play this role? It's because that's who they are. And just because you ain't who you thought you were, and you just assume that they are who they are because of what they have. People measure people based on what they have. And the people that mainly have are the wickedest people on the face of the earth. Because they think within themselves, I'm not in need for nothing. I don't need him to cover A to Z. I got that covered. I just need to just claim him and name him to be what I want him to be. That's the mindset. That's the mindset. So I even think about where he has me. I keep saying, I'm your servant, but you know what? I like how you keep me where you need me to be. Because me, myself, most likely I will be already in hell, burning. Because of that mindset that people have. People can't come together for nothing. Because people on this thing about I'm this one and I'm like this over here and I'm this and I'm over here on this and I don't want no one to talk about this. And people so into their flesh, let me tell you. And I can imagine with Noah, how he probably even left them people alone and went on did what he had to do. Because people are caught up in the whole living of their flesh. And it ain't, guess what, y'all? It ain't them. But it's them. Eternal. Because when y'all had written those books out and the book, he put you right where he know you needed to be for eternal. While you down on this earth clowning to yourself first and foremost. That's why you are your own self-worst enemy. Because you do everything your flesh tell you. And your flesh sit and make you thinking you the angel from heaven. Not telling you that you flesh and that your ways are walking in the way of flesh and not the way of spirit. People are content like that. People believe that they ain't gonna let their flesh down for nothing and nobody. And they need to stay in that lane. It's they need, because that lane was created just for them. So he knows what he was saying to, and it shocked me because who was that? Isaiah that poured up Genesis 3 and 15, a match for Genesis out of Isaiah. And I saw that, I said, wait a minute. So you mean they knew too that in Genesis 3 and 15, that's where everything shows us that either you one seed or the other? Come on now. It's already been told, but just because people today don't think they mess stink, I tell you what, keep on. You got a little, not even a little time. We still in that day, baby. And tribulation is real as real can be. And it's only affecting right now. It's only affecting those who can see in the spirit realm, those who can hear in the spirit realm. It's not affecting others because they doing wicked and evil 24/24 every chance they get. So they don't fear nothing. When you're already in the darkness, it won't affect you in any way until it hits and kick your door down. And then things start to show, and it will. Because it's not going to just kick your door down. It's going to kick many of our doors down. That means our lives, our living way of the way that we're living. The fire is going to be turned up. It's not something that's just going to keep you at your peace as you think your flesh is. That's why I say it's a strange thing today in how we don't see nothing going on. Why? Because we're in the flesh. And the flesh is in the world. And the world is in the flesh. And the flesh is in the world. The world loves its own. What is its own? The flesh. And the flesh loves the world. And the world loves the flesh. So that's where people really reside in this day and time. Right there. And they comfortable there. And it's nothing, to me, it's nothing wrong with it because it's right. It's nothing wrong with it because it's right. There's nothing wrong with it because it's right. They right where y'all laying they tails. It's right there. And that's what make it right. They right where they need to be. But my issue is those who portray holier than thou. They know the Most High from his beginning to his end. But the moment someone says something out of order that they flesh ain't ready to digest or embrace or accept, it tells you who they are. No matter how much Yah they say they got in them. So many things can identify to you who you are. So you don't have to wait for the books to be open. You know who you are today. You already know who you are. You know who you are. But you just want to keep telling yourself that I'm dead, and ain't got nothing you doing that represent you all that and some. already in the kingdom. Mm-mm, mm-mm. My thing today was I was really on uh, uh, my Sabbath, speaking to the Father, repenting to the Father, asking Him to change any ways that's in me that does not represent Him, that does not show up in His light, and just actually just wanting to the Father to know that I just want to be in all the way. I don't want to be anything that's detached to the world where I leave you. The reason why is because I see it. I see it, y'all. It ain't that I'm just saying it. I see it. You know. Oh, he revealed so much stuff to me, and it felt really good. And when he does that, that's who that comforter. Remember, Yeshua said a comforter will come, and when that comforter comes, it kind of puts you at ease about what you're already knowing and how you're feeling about it. And he comforts you in it to let you know that you had it right. You got it right. You're in it the right way. But know that you ain't coming to change none of it. So just endure until the end. Just hold on to my unchanging hand. So I'm just one that would say to you all, he is my all in all answer. I put it like that. He's my all in all answer. You know, it's no way I'm going to turn to the ways of the world over him. Why? If he wasn't in me, most likely I would rumble that way. But because he's in me, that's what make him greater in me than any issues on the outside of me that would turn me into the world and start trying to fit into the world and be like the world and embrace the world and make lies truth and truth lies, you see, and teach at that level. No, no. Right now, all I want is a page to teach spirit and truth in the light. I don't want to teach people anything. I don't want to preach to no one anything that's going to give their flesh what it needs. I want to only feed the spirit of individuals, that which is eternal. You can't get people to understand that because the flesh is their greatest enemy and is constantly battling their own spirit to make sure that their own spirit do what the flesh want to do. And 99.9, they'll follow their flesh before they allow their spirit to get their flesh under the subjection. They would destroy their own spirit before they let their spirit get their flesh under the subjection. When you get your flesh under the subjection is when your spirit rules over your flesh. Do your flesh still buckle? Yes, it's going to buckle till it's in the grave because it's holding iniquity and sin. But when it knows that your spirit don't play with it and that it'll knock it into order and check it and get it right, you got it going on. Because once that Holy Spirit step in your spirit, that Holy Spirit to tell your flesh to sit down, shut your mouth, do this and do that, and your flesh will be around here. Yeah, I better sit down. I better shut up. Or I better do this. You see? Why? Because your spirit has your flesh under subjection to it. And what has your spirit? The Holy Spirit. The Most High's Son, his spirit, to get us in our spirit into a oneness with him and Hamashiach and Yeshua. We become one in this thing. So all that in your spirit, then your flesh still buckling up, your flesh is still clowning. Come on now, y'all. Y'all better do better than that. But if you can't do no better than that, always understand you can go to Revelation chapter 20 and start at verse 11 all the way down, and then it'll let you know there's two. Always been two. You either on one side of the fence or on the other one. You either the serpent seed or the spiritual seed. You either born of the flesh or you're born of the spirit. You either work for the darkness or you work for the light. You see, you're either a child of Satan's or a child of the Creator, the Most High Yah. You one or the other. It ain't no in between and riding the fence. Or I want to be here on one day and this way. Tomorrow's not promised to none of us. So we got to take advantage of today and how we are willing to serve. Not willing, how we are led to serve Him as if it's our last day. Many of you all talking about, well, I'm going to get it right tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. Or when I join this church, or when I join this organization, and when I do this, and when I do this, and that's when I'm going to do right. When I used to go to church when I was a young girl, that's exactly how people did everything. Or when I do this here, I'm going to get it right, and then I'm going to get into the church. Or when I do this and get a job, then I get into the church. Everything was always once I get, because that's how powerful the flesh is. It always wants you to think that it has to play a big role in you serving Yah, and it don't. Because Yah said, I don't have nothing to do with your flesh now. Don't bring your flesh up on me, because you worship me in spirit and truth. So letting you know your spirit can come to me, but don't bring your flesh, because I don't want to hear it. I ain't got no connection to it. So get it on out my face, you know. So he's not for your flesh pulling up on him. Now your spirit, yes, but your flesh, no, he ain't got nothing to do with it. He said, you worship me in spirit and in truth. So it's a spiritual connection, a spiritual relationship with the Most High Yah. And these churches, even these YouTube, telling you it's this type of relationship, it's this type of relationship. Another thing I noticed that there's several of brown-skinned men that I believe that's on YouTube that have sold themselves over to darkness and trying their best to hold on to some light. I'm telling you, I see it. They have sold their self. And when I say self, they've given their whole flesh over to trying to be something that Yah did not call them to be. Trying to do something that Yah did not appoint nor anoint them to be. So they get over here and they decide to take on the world and live in the way of the world. Meaning the darkness to say, okay, if you teach your people this, and you teach them this, and you do this, and you do this, and you sign for the 403C, whatever you want to call it, and you do this, and you, as long as you're teaching your people this, and you don't go teaching them, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all, many of them, it's all on YouTube. And I sit back and I say, look at them all. They all ain't now one of them telling y'all the truth, y'all. Not one is telling y'all anything that is true. But yet, they gave them that platform, that space. And let me tell you, the last one, there's another pastor, you see him dying. I don't know if you see him. You'll wonder what happened to him. He looking like skin and bones. Once they don't do what they tell them to do, there's always an illness come on. They always show up with a sickness or a strange something that happened to them. Oh, they got their way of doing it, baby. Oh, yes, they do. It happens. It's been happening for years. And and the reason why a lot of them are getting away with it and no one is saying anything, because this shows you the order of a tribe that think that they big and bad and they tough and they this and that. They ain't nothing but trouble within themselves to their own tribe. So they don't even know how to work even with their own nation, their own tribe, their own nation. It's nothing they can do. All they can do is keep up chaos amongst their own people. That's just it. But these guys, I'm sitting here watching them. I said, oh, now that one finna go down. Oh, this one here going down too. I sit there and it's just Bogan. I can't even know his he's a melanated, a brown skinned man. And he had to been like 50, maybe a little older than. He looked at a little older. And he had many of children. And his wife went over to another country, I think Africa, and then they came back here. They were just all over the place. And I was like, where did you pop up? When I saw him pop up, I'm like, where'd you come from? And it's like three other guys that I noticed. I said, where y'all coming from? Where are these brown skinned men in between 65 and under? Where are these people popping up? And they went in the whole platform, YouTube platform, out of nowhere. And I'm like, where are these people coming from? See how they plant them in there? They place them in there to give you a different kind of gospel. And that's why he told you that they deny the power they're in. They will not teach y'all the power that rests in the gospel. They ain't gonna teach you spirit and truth because the power's in it. They ain't gonna teach you about the light because the power's in it. You see? But they're gonna teach you what they were told to teach you. And they are being paid to teach you the lie. And you're sitting around eating it up. And that's why it's one the lady Deborah and her husband. I always wonder where they ages, because she's never teaching you spirit and truth. They are never, her husband get on there, they never teaching you spirit and truth. They are not, they never bring light to their messages. Never. They teach you based on how they've been feeding you all the time. And they are so limited. And people eat them up. And I'm like, this is so crazy. But what he said, the world loves their own. Those that sits in darkness, even if they got a pin needle of light that they can see, they ain't going to turn from that darkness. They're going to sit, eat, sleep, wake up in that darkness and think that the darkness is righteous. It's just like Adam. He went after he was told not to that which was what? That's going to make him die eternal. You see? But he didn't, it didn't bother him. That's going back to what I said. I cross that bridge when we get there. That's how people think. I cross that bridge when he should have thought right then, well, wait a minute now. If he told me don't, and if I go, wow, what kind of trouble will I be in? They don't worry about it. He didn't worry about it, and nobody else in this day and time worried about it. They say, we'll cross that bridge, sister, when we get to it. We ain't worried about it. I got one life to live. I'm going to live it to my utmost, to my best of my best. And the ignorance about it, learn what your flesh is. Because there ain't no best in it. The thoughts of your flesh. Just the thoughts alone of how your flesh. Have you ever thought about that? How the thoughts of your flesh is wicked and evil. The thoughts alone. And that's what leads up to actions of the thoughts. But the thoughts alone are wicked and evil. So they can't see it. They can't have it no other way but that way. Because they think because it's their thoughts, it's a good thing. And they can control it. No, you can't. Wicked and evil. And sin and iniquity. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I appreciate each and every last one of you all joining. I was able to at least receive, I think, 10 or 11 messages from the Most High Yah. And that was one of the messages. But I should have went even further regarding how the death, those that are dead, and how they still sit in the sea and in the grave. Okay? It's no thing that you go straight to the lake of fire. There's a judgment that you stand before, just like John was saying. A lot of people think that because you're a baby and you ain't seeing. Who told you you ain't seeing? Who told you ain't had no iniquity? Shut your mouth. It's what heaven's got wrote on that baby. Before the foundation of the world, the baby was written already for its eternal destiny, because Yah knows the spirit of each and every last angel that came down here, whether it was an angel that represent the ways of Satan or was it an angel that represent him. He know what he doing. He don't need you to tell him. That's why he got everything written and you don't. Not even your own living. But he got it written. It's finished. It's done. It's over. The thing that you can do is work with you, meaning your flesh, to make sure your spirit is ruling over your flesh and you're walking in the light. You're learning food for your spirit based on the Holy Spirit, first and foremost. It's not so much as you're learning in your life. It's more so the Holy Spirit is he in you? Is he living through you? Is he leading and guiding you? Because let me tell y'all something. The Holy Spirit would chastise you. He would discipline you. He would chasten you. He would correct you. He would line your butt up and line your butt down. This is the characteristics of the spirit that Yah sent to be in you. Yeshua needed it. He sent it in him too. What makes you think that y'all can walk around here just to say it out of your flesh? That's that heart and that mind of the flesh. You just say anything. Claim it and name it. That's something they used to say a lot in these churches. Claim it and name it. And that's what people do. Knowing that they ain't got no works, no labor, no nothing, no fruits of the spirit, no nothing. They just walking to and fro. And something else that dawned on me the other day about how if a person were to start a church or a place of worship, how can you start? They would say, when I had a dream and God came to me and he told me that he wanted me to start a church and he wanted me to start something, and get something together. Now, Yah is saying this, but why would he want you to start anything without starting with him in you? You see what I'm saying? The first and foremost, it's got to be him in you. And guess what? Before you start dealing, my son, he was talking about, Mama, you should start a business. So I said, how am I going to start a business? You got some money? And furthermore, you don't want, in this midnight hour, you don't want to deal with spirits, because that's what we dealing with. I know y'all don't know nothing about that. That's what I'm sitting here teaching this, and you still don't know. You still don't know. We're talking about the real dead. You talking about Walking Dead and all the movies on TV, but the reality of dead is the real dead. People are down on this earth. Dead as dead can be. Only destiny they have for sure is the lake of fire. And it never dawned on y'all that that's what you walking in this earth with. 99.9 don't grip that. So don't tell me it ain't deeper than deep. Because people are walking around all around you, even in your own house, as a serpent seed. People are walking around already dead. How do you say that, Deborah? Because the kingdom got them written already in the book of the dead, with their works already in them, and they still living on the earth. Hello. That shows you the sickness of how we grip all these movies they give us, everything they show us. We make sure that they write about everything in this world. But they don't want to believe nothing that Yah has predestined and ordained before the foundation of the world. Nobody don't even want to hear that today. They don't want to give him no type of glory of being able to have orchestrated the beginning to the end. He ain't done nothing because I got to step in and do me. That's how people live, y'all. Oh, leave me alone. I got to step in here and do me. I don't want to do what it said that he got my life written and predestined. No, I got to get in here and do me. You see, ain't nobody in this society worried about nothing I'm saying. They're not caught up from the floor. I'm just saying what the Spirit is giving me to say to bring that light to the surface. That light ain't coming to bring you from bent to straight. Oh, no, baby. It's over. You already know if you bent or if you straight. And I can guarantee you it ain't your mouth saying what you are. It's what your spirit know who you are. So all that clowning and acting the fool, clown on, get you a couple of clown tickets because the circus is on its way. And many people are around here. These things that people are doing, I was talking to the Father today quite a bit about these things that these people are doing. And it's like, it's so right in the eyes of people because people nobody says anything about it. But somebody like me, and one of my other page, I uploaded a video and they still has not allowed it to be uploaded. And I'm like saying, these people are really watching they watching because they know who's who and what's what. They ain't worried about you. Why should they be worried about you? You ain't nobody to them. See, that's what people don't understand. The devil ain't worried about you if he got you already. He worried about those who gonna end up dropping tokens or light in them spiritual eyes of individual who got some sort of pin needle or light. I got to get rid of them. They ain't worried about you. They ain't thinking about you. He already got you. He can take you out today or tomorrow. Y'all tell him what day you want. Sure will, because you're already out. You're already dead. People don't get it. You're already dead. Your name is already written in the books with an S of those who are already dead. So all this clowning down here, portraying and role playing, but you know what I told the Father? The biggest one is hypocrite. Oh yeah, that's the biggest one, the hypocrite. That's a role that I'll be trying to figure out, why would anybody want to play? It's because that's the only way they feel content. That's the only way they feel they're righteous. That's the only way they feel that they can role play it into the end and say, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. They have no idea there's no bridge there for you to cross. You're going under. You're going under. Ain't going to be a bridge. It ain't going to be a bridge. It's as quick as the earth and the heavens fled away from the face of Yah. See what happens to you. There are things happening on this earth. And if you don't get in the right place, if there's a place for you that is right, I want to make sure I say that. If the place is a right place for you. Because so many are out here thinking that they're going to bypass everything it said about, okay, somebody said that it's going to be like the days of Noah. Somebody said it's going to be like the days of Solomon and Gomorrah. Why would all of that say that? And then here it is. We should just pick our best day and ride on it. Because nobody's listening. The Father was telling me the other day, this about a week ago, about the stuff been in the book and they've been reading it, but now them tarried. They ain't tarrying for me to come in them and teach them and reveal things to me. I said, well, Father, that's just what for, Deborah? They already assigned. So they probably wonder why they ain't seeking me. Because they already assigned. And when you pull up and bring some light to that, that just show them it's time to swoop the coop. Better get off her page as soon as possible. Because that's what my message is going to be. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. But even if you didn't, I know I did. I got something out of my Sabbath. I had a wonderful Sabbath day. Oh, I sure did. I had a wonderful Sabbath day, doing a lot of just crying out to the Most High Yah, wanting him to make a way of anything that's not according to his will or not pleasing to him and not upright and not just. I say, I know you already got everything orchestrated, Father, but I need you. Oh, yes, I do. And I'm going to continue even to tonight. Even tonight, I'm going to always continue to keep seeking him and asking him to make me the best that he already know that I am in him. Not the best I want to be. I ain't no best on these devil platforms, so let me tell you. Because ain't nobody finna pull out no best of nothing for this world. I tell you that. I'm going to put out the best spirit and truth and the light for the Most High Yah. And anybody that don't like it, you know where you can go. Head 2 and 4. That's waiting for you. So I, Sister Deborah, say, I'm out. Shalom and shalom.